All right, welcome back to the Built to Grow podcast. I'm your host, Tim Lyons, after a long weekend, joined by the Stoosh Mash himself, Randy Angston. What's up, man?
Good day, buddy. Did you have a good fourth?
I did. It's weird because everybody's hearing this probably
a couple weeks later.
Weeks later. But yeah, it was good fourth. A little pool action, a little sun, a little laundry.
Getting some of the chores done. Yep.
Yeah.
Some of that myself.
Quick announcement, guys. If you're interested in our coaching program, we are taking on more gyms. If your gym isn't quite yet to $30,000 a month in reoccurring revenue, that's kind of the point where we're getting every gym to. We have an 8-week coaching program, winninggym.com/grow. Check that out. That'll give you a chance to book a call with Randy and see if we're a good fit for you.
Perfect. That's it. Have a great day.
Have a great day. All right. So listen, guys, this episode today is kind of going back to the roots a little bit. We kind of went back in the archives. We're like, listen, we talk marketing, we talk sales, we talk staffing, we talk pricing, semi-private model, all this stuff. But then it kind of all boils down into really what is the purpose of you deciding to run a fitness operation, right? You one day you woke up, you didn't have a gym, and the next day you did. And what was the thing that was the reason why you decided to do this? Unfortunately, I think a lot of gym owners kind of go into their day and they just, get through the day with no real true direction. And, without a solid purpose, without a reason why you're doing this, what's the end goal? It's really, you can get off track really quick.
Yeah. And I think that we've worked with enough business owners to know that the natural progression of a great trainer quite often becomes opening up your own business. That the roles and responsibilities of those two positions are entirely different quite often though. And so when they, a lot of now business owners find themselves self-employed and sometimes, the trials and tribulations of business start to hit and that's when you get stuck. Is it worth pushing forward? Is this, why am I doing this? Is it worth it all? And if the answer is just to make money and you're not clear on what that's going to do, or you really don't understand the business and you're just showing up for work because you want to be a great trainer and you've now bought a job, that's not going to be enough to keep you pushing forward too, or to get to the levels of success that, in our opinion, each gym owner should have as a true business owner.
Yeah, and you find yourself spinning your wheels. And so this may hit home for a lot of people where like you look at your P&Ls and you look at your business year after year after year and you're really just kind of there. You're just kind of making the same, doing the same, not really growing, not really going backwards much. You just kind of have a cap and there's a real ceiling in businesses.
Absolutely.
There is a true ceiling where some gyms will get to 200 members and then they get to 205 and the next month they're 198 and they're 197 and then they're 201. It's just like there's bouncing up and down around this particular membership level. And, a lot of times you just go in and your, business is fine. And we've run into gym owners like this, that, everything's kind of good. Yeah. They don't really want to work harder. They don't really need the money. Everything's kind of comfortable. But then, at the end of the day, you have to ask, well, what are you doing this for? If it's a lifestyle, then that's what it is. It can be a life. Hey, I just wanted to pay my bills and, I want to work too hard. And one day I'll either sell it or close it and move on with my life.
Yeah.
But at least you have that idea of what that looks like, right? And so kind of we go back to, I was talking to one of our Iron Circle members over the weekend, and she was just like, look at, sometimes I get stuck in my business where I'm just kind of lost focus. And we were getting to talking about the 4th of July. We were looking at the founding fathers, and I saw this post, somebody posted like, hey, the ages of the founding fathers of the United States in 1776 was like anywhere from 18 years old to like 30 years old.
Yeah.
They're like super young. And then I was talking to somebody else in the gym the other day and it was like, well, yeah, these founding fathers, this wasn't their regular job.
No.
This was, they were a blacksmith and then they did the founding father thing on the side.
Yeah.
But then I was like, well, how did this group of men back then get all of this done? And it was their purpose.
It was,
the massive purpose to be free from, tyrannical government and taxation without representation and being under a ruler of a king. They wanted to be free. We are the people was so big that nothing was going to stop them from getting to that goal.
Absolutely.
And so I kind of circled back like, well, what is your purpose in doing this? We got to talking and it kind of lit a fire.
There you go.
Lit a fire. And she's like, now I'm super, like after our call, she's super clear. She knows exactly what, the direction she wants to go. And then I also take that back to one of our other Iron Circle members, Ryan Bach, my man. Like, listen, Ryan is so fanatical about getting to $1 million in his gym, and then multiple gyms doing
being
$1
able to
million.
duplicate it, sure.
That's all he talks about.
Yep.
That's all he focuses on. And his numbers are there. Now, after 14 months in the Iron Circle where he started doing like low 30s, he's over $80,000 a month in revenue. It's because his purpose is that. Like, and he may not know why he wants that. He just knows that's the goal.
Sure. Well, to him, I mean, I know that the other side of it, there's that aspect of freedom.
Yeah.
And that's, a true business owner aspect to that business is he's going to create and force, his will upon the business, and the business is going to do what he wants it to do because of his purpose.
Yes.
The founding fathers, I mean, these are men who are willing to die by putting their name on paper. I mean, that to me is insane level of desire, passion, purpose. You know what I mean? And we are in the fitness industry, and that's the thing that gets me sometimes is business owners that we talk to, and not everybody, but there are those that just kind of just give up or throw. Yeah, exactly. And if we had the conversation about why they were there, I guarantee in 15 minutes they're the ones that are like jumping up and down talking about the results that they've done in somebody's lives. They're passionate about that, but they've lost it, right? They lost the spark because the business aspects and all of that stuff become
hard.
Yeah, it is. And it does, wear you down. And I think the reason that I'm bringing that up is if you don't have that clear goal for that path, that understanding of what the progress is working towards and what the result for you and your family and your legacy and even your employees or whatever it may be, if you don't have those things in the forefront and visible, the mundane, the day-to-day does take a toll. And it does. It just wears you down. And so getting clear about that purpose, that passion, being willing to die for the purpose, like that to me is the ultimate. That's a goal. That is an ultimate goal, to be so passionate about something that you're willing to put your life on the line to make it happen.
Yeah. It's everything. So we have an episode all in. You got to be all in. And what I mean by all in, I mean we were at the Growth Summit, and Martin Rooney was on the stage. He had he's training for Warriors.
Yeah.
Right. He comes out with this suit coat with like yellow and black, training for Warriors. His music was all about
his logo on repeat.
It was his logo, right? And he's like, I'm all in on this. That's all. Like if you're not all in as the owner, like how you expect anybody else to be all in? Right? Think about that for a second. If you're as the leader of the ship, or you're going into your gym every day and you're just kind of like going through the motions and you're not driving the ship forward, like your team's not going to do it either.
No.
Like, you can't expect them to. Nobody's going to want it more than you as the owner. Then why do you expect that your team's going to have any desire to get to the end result? Especially if they don't even know what the result is.
And sometimes that's great. That's a great point. So both sides of that coin, right? You can't show up and expect your team to do the work to motivate you to get, to your goals, right? It's going to work top down. And if you don't know where you're going and you can't share that with your team, there absolutely is no vision and consistent clarity as far as an organization. So yeah, I think that's massive. I think, being at team meetings in the facility, being able to sit down, share goals, break them down, right? So now we've got long-term goals. Maybe it's annual, revenue. We want to increase our revenue by X. All right, well, what do we got to do each month in order to make that happen? Reverse engineer, the big goals. I'm a big fan of like actionable goals within 90 days. Anything beyond 90 days sometimes becomes a little bit moot or arbitrary. We're working towards those things, but it's not actionable yet. So break them down to 90-day goals, and then from there.
30 days.
30 days and weekly. I mean, we literally coach our clients on how to take your monthly goal and break it down to a rolling number each day. You know what you have to hit today in order to move that needle.
Oh, the delta.
Yeah, exactly.
I
We're
love
working towards that. But when those things become clear, we don't have to worry about how to solve all of the problems. We're focusing on this.
Yes.
And that attention to detail, clarity, it expands, right? So as long as we're going back and we're making this the focus on a daily basis, and we're doing the things that we know get us this, the rest of it, it's how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a
One
time.
bite at a time, one step at a time, running the marathon, right?
Yeah.
And so, gym owners, I would challenge you today, listening to this, you're probably going, either driving in or you're at the gym or whatever, you're listening to this and just like, wait a minute, what are we doing this for?
Yeah.
Right? Write this down, share this with your inner circle of trusted people, right?
I want to share. I want to elaborate on that after you're done.
Okay. Just having it in your head isn't good enough. You need to share it. You need to write it down. You need to share it with your, if you're in a mastermind or whatever. But then your team. And I would caution you on your team to talk about real revenue numbers because half of them don't understand. And the other half will be like, well, wait a minute. If these guys are making this, I should be making more because, they don't understand.
Sure.
They don't see the full picture. So maybe it's retention goals. Maybe it's total members. Maybe it's whatever it is, right?
Sure.
And you can supplement sales is the easy one to do. So maybe you share that with your team, but like you personally with your spouse or your partners or whatever you have in your operation need to write down like, hey, the end of this year, we need to be at this. And the reason we're doing that is because we want to open a second location and we want to buy that building and we want to be able to do this other thing so we can then remove ourselves from this, right? Something that detailed is important to have, or else the day you come in the gym and you got that cancellation request on your desk, like that ruins everything.
Everything's done, yeah.
Yeah, so it's just like you without having this strategically put in front of you and written down and shared amongst the peers that you're probably going to talk about in a second, it's not even worth doing, honestly.
Exactly. And you brought up the fact of like having a place to talk and share those things with.
Yes.
This is something that we're finding out is it's a much bigger kind of resistance with gym owners and business owners than I think we've ever thought it would be. You guys there's resistance around talking about your wins, about sharing revenue. Guys, if you have resistance around the accumulation of wealth, you either need to sell your business today or you need to change the way that you think about it. And a lot of people have resistance because they believe that they're taking something from their clients, right? We're taking money from them. They're struggling to afford it. Well, guys, what we're offering them in exchange for that is life-changing, and they need that more than they need the revenue. I promise you that. Now, when you're able to make that transition, like use it instead of saying, okay, this is how much money I've made. That's now just an indicator. It's an indicator for how many lives you've changed. Change your association with the way that you're resisting that money, because wealth is nothing more than that exchange of value. And we know that if you're passionate and your purpose is to go help and change lives, the more wealth you can create, the more that you can invest back into that system and the more lives you'll touch in the end. But that is a big thing because, we're finding out from really successful business owners that there's still resistance around taking money from their clients and being able to see and share in that as a indicator of success.
Right. They don't want to share it on social media for sure because they don't want their clients to see that.
Yep.
And I could get it. And, after talking through several people, I understand that now a little bit.
I think the way you go about it is a big deal too, though. Like there's a difference between boasting or saying, or hitting a milestone and going out and buying a Jaguar or, the Ferrari and putting it, showing up to the gym. Like there's tact. There's ways of going and being a little bit more sensitive about it. But like, hey guys, our gym hit, 300 members for the first time. You don't need to necessarily maybe use the revenue, but find ways of being able to share in that success that people do understand, because ultimately the people that are spending their time around you, your clients probably want to see you win, even if as a whole, even if, the few of them are loud and ultimately, people like to work with people that they resonate with. And when those relationships are good, they're there to support you. I think more often than not.
I think you're right.
But tact, I can understand that. I don't want to jump online and be like, hey guys, I just made $100,000, this month. Look at me. It's sure around the right people.
It's odd because in the other industries that we're part of, the digital marketing space, that's all they talk about.
They sell doing it.
I know.
It's crazy.
It's totally odd. But listen, gym owners, you're listening to this. Sit down with your spouse or your family or your team or whoever you trust that you can share information with, and make a decision today what you decide, what you want out of this. What do you want out of your business? Is it freedom? Is it money? Is it another location? Is it to expand? Is it to remove yourself from the operation? Is it to basically sell it later? There's all, especially if you're looking to sell your business later, there's a lot of things you need to be doing now so you can sell it in 2 to 3 years.
Yeah.
Because if you don't have your ducks in a row, time to sell it, you can't go backwards and fix all those
And
old things.
that is where systems, and I know it sounds like a big sales pitch for us sometimes, but systems are what's allowed Tim to step away from the business in the day-to-day. It's allowed our clients like Ryan to ascend and grow their businesses beyond what he could physically do himself in those 4 walls. If you haven't done the work on the systems of the business, you don't necessarily have a business. The problem is when we talk to gym owners that want to sell, more often than not, they are the business. They are 40 to 100% of the training that's still taking place. You know, the marketing, there isn't somebody handling it. There isn't a strategy. There isn't a process in place. There's no understanding for how much to spend or the numbers involved. Sales processes, they're the one doing all the sales consultation. Like, if that is your business, nobody's going to come along and buy that from you. It's just a fact, guys. They're buying themselves a full-time job, and that's not desirable.
Correct.
So if you can't show, like to Tim's point, 2-3 years of, hey, this is what your life could be like with this business, and it's not something that people want to jump into, you're going to have a hard time turning that business into a sellable asset.
Right.
And prepare for it ahead of time. That's the biggest damn thing. So ironically, one of our clients just asked today if anybody sold their gym.
Yep.
And so that's
that started coming up.
Yep.
Yeah. So listen, guys, hopefully this helped you get some clarity. Hopefully it helps you get some new fire, some new spunk underneath your butt so you can go get the job done and grow.
Grow, yes.
Grow your business. If you guys need help with this is what we do best. winninggym.com/grow. Check it out. Until next episode, guys, keep changing lives. We'll see you on the next show. Bye. All right, and thank you for listening to that episode of the Built to Grow podcast, where we help gym owners win. Now, do you want to connect with me and other gym owners online? All you need to do is join our private Facebook group, Business Talk with Fitness Professionals. Just head on over to Facebook and type in Business Talk with Fitness Professionals, and when you do, we're going to give you our 10 marketing strategies 7-figure gym owners use to win. I look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Until then, keep building something great.